Well, hello there. So we come to Hebrews 13, and I can't hurry through this because each phrase is so rich in these first few verses. In the scriptures, they come alive as we think about them, as we meditate on them, as we run them over in our mind and explore them. Here we have, in my version anyway, Hebrews 13:1 says, "Let brotherly love continue." Let brotherly love continue. This is so prevalent in the New Testament. The theme of love, the theme of what love is really like, that we can know God's love by seeing what Jesus did, how he gave himself. And God initiates this demonstration of love. And then he asks us to love in return, to love him. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind. But this is, let brotherly love continue. So having explored all these wonderful things about why this new covenant is so much greater, we have far more reason to love God and follow God by virtue of the new covenant than those in the old covenant had. And now, having explored all the reasons why we should love God as much as we can, we should continue to love one another. And of course, Jesus said these wonderful words, which were, I'm sure, put into a song I can remember. I won't bore you with singing it, but it's from John 13:34. Jesus said, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, even as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." It's interesting that he says this to his disciples after Judas has left the room at the Last Supper. We are to love one another within the church fellowship. We're to love the people outside. We're to love our neighbour as we love ourselves. But the love we have for our fellow Christians should be greater. We should lay down our lives for our friends. No greater love has a man than this. That's what Jesus said as well. But here the writer says, let brotherly love continue. Maybe you don't express a great deal of brotherly love to the members of your church fellowship, to the people you worship with. Maybe you don't. It's interesting, isn't it, to think about how do I express love to those within my fellowship? I honour them, I respect them, listen to them. I don't ride roughshod over anything that they say. I pay attention to them. I pray for them. I think about them. My brothers and sisters, let brotherly love continue. When you see a brother in need, don't ignore it. It's easy to ignore it. It's somebody else's responsibility. It's the leadership of the church's responsibility. Why should it come to you? There are other people who can do it. Our minds can easily find excuses for us not to get involved. We could even say, and I think in some ways it is valid, there are far too many people in my church for me to express love to them. I think we have to be open to God asking us to act in love. And when we genuinely love and we're like God, we have a desire to give the person we love pleasure, to delight them, to give them something that they'll enjoy, to do something unexpected for them that will give them pleasure. Are these ways that we think about other people in our church? Or is it much more that we think, oh gosh, that person's sitting near me again? Or, oh, look who's coming across to talk to me. Oh dear, how short can I make this conversation? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in your heart and mind when you think about certain members of your church. It has to be said, and I think it is true, that in every church fellowship there are some odd bods. The church seems to attract strange people. But strange people can change, and they can grow into the likeness of Jesus. And we may appear strange to other people. But this injunction, let brotherly love continue. This is not romantic love. This is not falling in love. This is not that sort of love at all. No, this is love. Love that is alert to any need that may appear and willing to stretch out a hand of fellowship and help those who are part of the church of God. Anyway, it's a good thing to think about. What does brotherly love mean for me? What does brotherly love mean to me? How should I be expressing it? And if I'm already doing it, here is the encouragement to continue. If I'm already showing love and concern for different members of the fellowship, this is my encouragement to continue. It is a godly thing to express love to those that we worship with. There are some people who go to church and come home and never speak to another person in church. They regard their faith as personal and they don't want to get involved with anybody. Well, that doesn't echo the New Testament teaching at all. We are part of and should take part as members of a church. And just as in the body, every part of the body has its own function. So every member of the church should have a function in the church, should do something to contribute to the life, the corporate life of the church. But as we look at the churches, we often find that the same few people do everything. And the majority of people who come to church just come and go. They don't get involved. They don't do any odd jobs. They don't do anything to contribute to the life of the church. We are part of a corporate body, and every one of us should have something that we do on behalf of the church to contribute to the life of the church. That's something to think about. That's an expression of love, to go to your minister and say, I'm good at this, can I do that for the church? Or I've got some hours to spare, what can I do to contribute to the life of the church? We should all be contributing. It's an expression of our love for each other, that if we see one person doing lots and lots of jobs, we should see an opportunity to ease what they've taken on and give them a bit more time. Thoughts, that's what I bring you, everyday thoughts. God bless you, have a great day today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.